Welcome to Grizly Studio. I'm Idov Shai, and today I want to teach you how to get pro-level sound drums with only two mics. Before we dive into the mix, you need two things to get this pro-level sounding. First, you need a great drummer. The drummer of this track is a Butcher, and he's an amazing player. The second thing that you need, it's a microphone placement. There's a lot of information where to put two mics for drums, but for this recording, this is what I did. The first mic that I put was SM58 that was over the toms and point to the snare drum. And the second mic was inside in the kick drum. So this is where we start. We have two tracks, one kick drum, one for the SM57 over the set. And the other thing that we recorded, it was samples of the drum set. We have only the kick, and we have every piece of the drum. For example, this snare, without the net, this snare, tomim, and cymbals. So the first thing that I wanted to get is stereo image. So I took the SM57, the over mic, and sended this track to these two tracks, and I pen each one of them to a different speaker, put a different equalizer setting. I move some frequencies until I get something that sounds good. This is without the stereo image. This is with the stereo image. From here, I wanted to pull up the release of the drums. An easy way to do it is to send a track to another track and put a lot of compressor and slowly mix it in. It's not supposed to sound amazing. It sounds like this. It sounds terrible by itself, but if I mix it in, the drums sound more fuller. This is without. This is with. The next thing that I did is put cymbal channels. I took some of the samples that we had and put it in separate tracks, one to the left and one to the right, for two reasons. First, I want to get more stereo image with the cymbals, and the second, I noticed the second cymbals with my recording was disappearing. Listen to this. So this is with the samples. And as you can hear, the left track sound a little bit boxy. So I put equalizer with high pass filter, and now it sounds like this. Instead of this. After that, I've put on the over mic a little bit of EQ because I feel that it was missing, and on the kick I put a little bit compressor, nothing fancy here. Now I wanted to add some saturation to the whole kit, and the kick I put parallel compression. It means there's two tracks for the kick mic, one is normal and the other one is full with compression, and then I mix it in. This is how they sound. It's not supposed to sound amazing, but with everything, it's supposed to sound more fuller. Without. With. The next thing that I did is I go to the drum library that Butch and I make, and I took 3 samples of a snare drum that goes from soft hit to hard hit. And I've put it into a sampler that Reaper have, and now I can program it with MIDI. This is the strong hit, this is the medium, and this is the soft. And I put it whenever Butch hit a snare, and it sounds like this. And now I can change the snare however I like. And I've put some compressor, a little bit compressor, a little bit of EQ, and 2 limiters. One limiter is limit on the hard hits, and the other one is just to bring up a little bit of the sustain and the release. Without the sampler, it sounds like this. With the sampler, it sounds like this. And the last thing that we add is a sample without the net of the snare. It sounds like this, instead of something like this. We did it because we wanted to add the tone of the snare of Butch. So what I did is put the snare without the net inside the sampler, and I send the MIDI from here, the normal snare, to play the sampler. That means that every time this channel make any sound, it plays the snare without the net. And it sounds like this. And this is all that I did to get that sound. So we came from this sound to that sound.